Always a note, Jaden Glover Toscano with his 22 points today doubles his previous career high.
Here we go.
Coach?
Oh, you guys are supposed to be neutral, right? I thought the game had so many different challenges to it, and I thought a couple things. One, I thought we came out of the gates really well, all the things we talked about. Give Lafayette credit. They answered a punch. We probably got a little foolish with the basketball at times in transition, where I thought we could have put the game away early. That being said, the challenge of finishing the game out in a grind, taking care of the basketball, I thought we executed down the stretch and then go 19 for 22 from the foul line. We got a lot to work on, as we know, but I think it's a great way to start the season with a win.
Okay, questions for the student athletes, please.
Jaden, how did it feel to play your first game here? What was it like? Was it what you expected?
Yeah, I mean, the fans were great. The energy from the team was great. Yeah, it was everything I expected. It was a great game. Tough battle by Lafayette, and we'll move on to the next.
Jaden, talk about your performance tonight.
I mean, I just let the game come to me. I wasn't trying to force anything. Yeah, I was just letting the game come to me. That's all.
Jaden, how long into a game does it take you to feel like your shot's falling, you're feeling good?
It depends on the game. If I've hit like a couple threes in the first half, then I'll be like, all right, my shot's falling. Let me keep looking for it. But like tonight, I think I only had like 1 3 in the first half, so I wasn't like my shot was falling. I was just trying to be aggressive and, like I said, let the game come to me.
Yeah, you feel like put back layups or maybe with a dunk in there. How much when you get some of those kind of buckets can that help kind of break you loose?
I mean, it helps a lot, you know, with the momentum of the team as well.
Derek, can you talk about just the different personnel that the coach had out there with you guys, beginning of this year, G, and just having a certain level of athleticism, how that allows you to open up the floor and get guys involved?
Yeah, absolutely. I think from what I've seen in practice, from what I've seen in the summer, we're young, we're athletic, we can do whatever we want when it comes to athleticism, and you know that's our gift, and that's what we can use at our advantage at all times. And you know, Dacier getting on breaks, dunking it, Fink getting on the break, and you know how that went. But that's my guy. He gonna make it next time, I guarantee you that. Glove getting putbacks, you know, we're sneaky, athletic, and you know we're dangerous. We are dangerous, but we have to come back into practice, reset, because I think there was a lot of things today that could have went better, and it didn't go. But you know, we're gonna hit a reset button and try to go 2-0 for the next game.
Derek, as a returning leading scorer from last season, what type of role, have you embraced both on and off the court this year?
Lead these young guys into being great young men and great young basketball players. You know, this is Glove's second year, Deuce's second year, Dacier's second year playing, Fink's third year. I think I have the most experience on this team, and the only thing I can do is just tell them how to do better, this, and that. And you know, I hope they listen. And you know, obviously points, you know, everybody looks at that, but you know, I want to lead them in different ways. I'm going to lead in assists, I'm going to lead in rebounds. So I want to show them that it's just not all about points for the young guys, so that we all can do individually do better in every aspect.
Derek, what advice, if any, did you give Jaden? Obviously, you came from the Big Ten to the Atlantic 10. Jaden's coming from the Big East to the Atlantic 10. What advice, if any, did you give Jaden, and what have you seen from him so far?
He's a big-time athlete, he's a big-time player, big-time IQ at all positions. All I would tell him is just be you. I said, whatever happened last year, nobody cares anymore. It's all about what it's going to be this year. And he came out, and first of all, let's say, he's had a great summer, he's had a great fall, he's had a great preseason, so he deserves this moment. And all I can ask for him is just keep going. Just keep pushing, keep going every day, getting your shots up, doing whatever you got to do, get your extra lift in. He's been doing that. So I expect him to keep doing that, you know? And we're going to keep going.
Jaden, what is your mindset coming into, people would say, like, you were at the Big East, you're coming down to the Atlantic 10, you had a chance to make your debut today. What's your mindset coming into this season?
Win as much as we can. I see people who are like doubting us, you know, because we don't have a lot of experience. But I want to go all the way. I want to win.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Good job,
Thank you.
fellas.
Right now.
coach.
Coach, what has this whole week been like leading into tonight?
Yeah, I think it's more the last month and a half leading into tonight. This group has been great, and it obviously soaked me, and I'm appreciative of that, but even when I came and as an assistant and then Billy decides to leave, I sensed their little bit of a shock, but never non-support of me, and I'm grateful for that. They're great people, some high-level athletes, and I'm just real fortunate. Jill in particular believes in what we can do here, and can't tell how excited I am to be head coach at St. Joe's.
Coach, not even going off the last month, but just say the last 7 months since your departure at Penn, you get here, you have a lot of family ties, a lot of familiarity with this place. What have the last handful of months been like to culminate in this moment where you're now the head coach here?
Yeah, it's hard. You know, I almost don't let myself think like that because I just want a job here and I want to do it well as I can. But, you know, someone told me that I'd be here as the head coach 7 months ago. I would tell you you're crazy. The other part of it is St. Joe's has always been something that I believed in. My family, my siblings, my son, my sister worked here for 40 years. I love Jimmy Lyman and Jim Boyle and John Griffin and Phil Martelli's always. This has always been a place that I've always followed, no matter where I was in my career. St. Joe's I always thought it was special. The amount of enthusiasm with the fan base and how much they care about basketball in this university is really unique. It's really different than the 3 other stops I had. Basketball means more to St. Joe's than any of those 3 places.
Steve, 6 of 25 from deep, obviously an area where you want to improve, but 19 to 22 from the free throw line. How important was getting to the line and making your free throws on a night where the three-pointer wasn't falling for you?
Yeah, honestly, I think the 3-pointers are a product of, you know, just not patient enough. We settled a lot, I'll be honest with you. I was disappointed because we hadn't been doing that, and we did it tonight for some reason. That being said, we've shot foul shots all summer, anytime we kept live scrimmage, Seton Hall, Delaware. I feel our team that 1 can get to the line, and 2 can make them and close out games. And I said that to the group. I thought this was a really good challenge. Are we disappointed in our performance as the game was going on? Probably, but we didn't allow it to not close out the game. And I thought that was important.
Talk about your emotions just leading up to this game as you're about to coach your first game here at St. Joe's.
I try not to go there. I just don't. I think coaches are here to, get the most out of the players. This is a players' game, and they're young, and we're here to support them. I never liked coaches getting the attention they get. I just don't. I just don't think it's what it's about. This kid here in particular, and obviously Derek, what he's been through, I can't tell you how proud I am of J.D. Glover. Having left a hard situation, comes here, the coach who recruited him is gone. And for him, what you saw tonight is literally what he does every day. He competes really hard. Look at the 9 rebounds. He guards like the best you can guard. And he's obviously extremely talented athletically. But it's all the little things that, to me, is going to make him even a better player going forward.
Coach, tough night for Deuce, just 1 for 10. But down the stretch, what went into you putting Williford in Deuce's place? And just in general, what do you think didn't click for Deuce tonight?
This is a team game, and I think Deuce has been unbelievable since we've been here. He had a hard night for whatever reason, and when the situation calls for it, you make those personnel decisions. I also put him in at the end because I trust 1, he's going to get open, 2, he's going to make foul shots. He's a great basketball player. He had a rough night tonight. Don't know. They're allowed to. I think Dirk touched him. He's only a sophomore. He's still growing into who he's going to be. But I can tell you, he's been our best player from the time I got here, in every way, competitive, defensively, running our offense. He just didn't play well tonight, and for us to win, I just thought Austin was, the situation called for it.
In the back.
And Coach, you obviously have a lot of different experience coaching different teams, different levels. Can you kind of just speak to the composition of the team that you have currently, where you feel like their upside resides as the rest of the season moves forward?
I think our strength is our depth. I think we have really good size across the board. I don't think there's a bad defender on our team. And obviously, to me, that's probably one of the unique things of coaching this team. I haven't had that. I've had really good offensive players, really good defensive players, but the two-way players that we have, 1 through 16 on this roster. Now, when you play like a Patriot League team that probably has a little less size, it kind of eliminates you using certain bodies in a game like this. But I feel strongly that if this was an A-10 game, all these guys would really help us as well.
Coach, you just mentioned the depth being a major strength there. You talked about over the course of the offseason how you think this could be a team that could beat 10 to 11 deep. Obviously tonight you ran 13 out there. I'm curious, is that sort of a product of this kind of being early in the season? You're trying some different things out. Is that something we really are going to expect from you guys throughout the course of the season? Can you speak on that a little?
I do think if we're playing the way we can play, defensively picking up full court, we're going to go deep into our bench. I almost chart our lineup till the 8-minute timeout, and I look at those lineups and I feel they're strong. Now, I do think some of the opponents in the non-league, as I said, we have 5 guys who can play the 5 spot for us. Sometimes it's difficult to get them into games like this. But yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to guard. I think one of our best one of our best talents is that we can pressure the ball and go in transition. If we're going to do that, we probably got to play a lot of guys. And in particular, I always think you don't lose a game in the first half playing a lot of guys. I think you can lose a game in the first half by not playing a lot of guys, where you wear guys down. I think that little bit happened tonight. I thought we were fresh the last 4 minutes of the game, and I think it helped us.
Okay, we're gonna go Del Greco and then Josh.
Good win, Steve.
Thanks.
The ball pressure. I mean, you got Derek, you got Deuce, you got Kafik. I mean, these guys are really,
Austin.
really outstanding full court defense. Is that going to be a big part of your defensive scheme?
For sure, Del. Austin Wilford is another one. Honestly, James Glover is great. Like, that's got to be part of who we are. I think as we get through these growing pains, I think the defense and easy baskets at times till they get the flow of what we're trying to do offensively, I think that will help us get to that point. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think they're great on the ball. And I do think we're going to get better at that, but more importantly, the offensive end is going to improve as they get used to playing with each other as well.
Josh?
Steve, you kind of hinted this already, but so just to confirm, the reason you guys went with the smaller starting lineup tonight was more matchup based and not anything else. And just on top of that, what do you see from Steven Solano and his limited minutes?
Steven's still coming back from an injury. He's been rehabbing. I love his energy, his enthusiasm. I thought he was really physical tonight. But I love Lafayette's team. I just thought, in particular, Sharif Jackson was terrific. A little harder matchup for Steven because he moves around and kind of smaller and does those things. But Steven's been great. I tell you, Jaden Smith's been really good. Al Amadou's been really good. They kind of play the same position. I think in the A-10 we can play them together more than we saw tonight. But the 5 I put out there, honestly, I thought they earned it. Like, I'm not worried about who starts necessarily because they're all going to play. And let's see who finishes the game when we really need it as well.
So similar to Penn, you might have different lineups.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Steve.